What's going on, everybody out in YouTube land, and welcome back to a new episode of GBA. In this episode, we are unboxing the Turbografx-16 Mini. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, the Turbografx-16 Mini came out I don't know, a few weeks ago or so, and it's basically just the next console in this mini console, classic console craze. This is going to be a pretty quick unboxing because obviously you can find plenty of unboxing videos on YouTube, so I'm not one of the first ones to do this or whatnot. But I thought it might be fun to kind of compare the Turbografx-16 Mini to the original Turbografx-16 console, and also take a look at the box for the mini console and compare it to the box of the original Turbografx, because I have one of those as well. I also pulled out the Sega Genesis Mini, since that was the most recent classic mini console to be released before this one, so we can compare the sizes of the box and the consoles themselves. But yeah, so I'm going to open this up pretty quick, and we're going to take a look at the contents and kind of show it to the console and the box and everything like that. Just give a quick comparison or whatnot. I'm really super excited to get this console. I was one of the only kids that I knew back in elementary school that had a Turbografx-16 Mini. I only ever had one game for it, which was Bonk's Adventure, but I absolutely adored Bonk's Adventure. I still do to this day. Bonk's Adventure is a fantastic game. The Turbografx-16 is kind of known for its shooters. There are a ton of great shooters on the Turbografx. If you guys don't know, this system is kind of expensive to collect for in a physical nature, so it's really neat that they released this mini console with a bunch of games on it. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited to get this. Can't wait to plug it in and play some games with my wife. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's open this up and let's see what comes in the Turbografx-16 Mini. Alright, so this actually got here pretty quick because I didn't mention it, but this actually came from Japan. I thought that this was going to be put on hold here in the United States. I didn't think it was going to release when they thought it was going to. But come to find out, a bunch of them are in Japan. So if you go on Amazon Japan, I don't know if you can still get it, but I didn't really have much of an issue at all getting it from Japan's version of Amazon. But yeah, just thought I would throw that out there if you guys are looking to possibly pick one of these up for yourself. Also, I want to throw out a shout out to 8BitGlitch79, one of my best YouTube buddies. He did an unboxing of this console, I don't know, a week or less ago. So go check out his channel and watch his unboxing as well. Also, check out his videos in general. 8BitGlitch79 is a great guy, and he makes fantastic videos. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and cut the tape, and let's see what we got inside of this Turbografx-16 Mini. I've been waiting for this thing for a while. Ever since they announced it, I could not wait to get my hands on one. I don't know about you guys out there, but I'm like so into these classic and mini console releases. I don't know, I love having something that's easy to plug up to the TV and play. You know, you don't have to use your cartridges and your original hardware, so that's awesome. But yeah, I love this series of consoles. I have just about all of them. They look good on the shelves and they're adorable. But yeah, so once you cut open that plastic and take the cardboard out, this is your box. And I must say the box looks fantastic. So I'll show you guys real quick. So there's the front of the box. This is the top of the box. Bottom. And here are your sides, which both sides are pretty similar, just saying the Turbografx-16 Mini there. So that's not the coolest thing in the world. I got a big old sticker right here on the front of the box. I don't know why they stuck a sticker there, but I'll get it off there. It's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that they decided to just stick a sticker on the front of the box like that. But if you look on the back of it, it has a list of the games that are included for the Turbografx-16. Plus it has the PC Engine games. I do know in the menu for this system, you can adjust it to the American and the Japanese side. So I think you can actually play a bunch of the Japanese games too, so that's awesome. I don't really know exactly how many games came on this system, to be honest with you. But if I remember correctly, I think it's somewhere around 50 games or so. Another thing that's kind of interesting to note about this mini console is it actually garnished a mature rating, which is a little bit funny. It says that it contains blood and gore, partial nudity, violence. You know, so that's pretty wild. I don't remember a lot of that stuff. I know that games like Splatterhouse had some pretty gory graphics in it, but it's kind of weird that it, you know, basically made this console get a mature rating. But yeah, so this is basically your outer box. So let's go ahead and pull these tabs and let's see what's on the inside. Okay, so once you pop that open, go ahead and pull out, it's got like basically just a cardboard tray here. So the box is empty after you get that. Alright, so right up the top you got what I guess is an instruction manual. You know, just a black and white instruction manual, nothing too fancy. A lot of text, obviously. To be honest with you, I'll probably never read through this. Alright, so next up, kind of wish this came with 2 controllers, but it is what it is. We'll show the controller first. Alright, so the controller is awesome. I mean, it is absolutely great. To be honest with you, it looks and feels like an original Turbografx-16 controller. I must admit, I forgot to bring the original Turbografx-16 controller over here, so forgive me for that, but it does feel great. It looks like the Turbografx-16 feels like it. So one of the biggest things about one of the biggest differences that I know of between the PC Engine Mini and the Turbografx Mini is the Turbografx controller had the turbo built into it. So basically you didn't have to have a special controller, hence the word Turbografx. So yeah, that's really neat. And when you're playing a bunch of shooters, it's good to have turbo buttons. So yeah, if you notice, it's got the turbo functions built into the controller right there. Let's go ahead and untie this zip tie, and let's see how long this cord is. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys remember Nintendo, it was notorious how short the cord lengths were. So let's go ahead. Oh yeah, this is a good cord length. This is definitely over 6 feet. If I had to throw a guess out there, I'd probably say the cord is probably about 8 feet long. So that's great. And it's basically a standard USB hookup, so it just hooks up via USB. I wonder if you can use other USB controllers on this, you know, like a PC controller or whatnot. I have no clue. But yeah, so there's your Turbografx-16 controller. Looks great, feels great. So next up, you have what appears to be your power cord. Now this didn't come with the actual wall adapter, but you know, some of these don't come with that, but you should be, I mean, you really should have a bunch of those hanging around your house, so that's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, so you got your power cable there. Alright, so underneath the actual systems itself, you have the HDMI cable, which, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, I've got a lot of HDMI cables running around the house, but I guess you can't never have too many. So your power cable, your HDMI cable, the controller. Now for the meat and potatoes, we got the actual system. So here we go. This is what I have been waiting for. And let's go ahead and pull it out of this bag, and there she is. And she is a beautiful, beautiful machine. So here you go. That's basically the top of the machine. You've got your front there, some of the sides, your back. So yeah, like I said, absolutely gorgeous. Now there's been a lot of like people out there saying this isn't really a mini console, and granted, this is a lot larger than most of the mini consoles out there, but we'll show you the original system, and it is smaller. I think people are really just looking for things to complain about when it comes to that. But this thing looks great. I mean, the attention to detail is awesome. And like I said, it looks like a Turbografx-16. You've got your basic power button here on the front of it. You've got 2 USB ports for 2 players, which is kind of funny because the original Turbografx-16 only had 1 controller port on it. You had to get the like the multi-tap thing to be able to play multiplayer games. So it's kind of cool they built in 2 controller ports there. You've got the back piece here. We'll go ahead and pop that open. The original Turbografx had this as well. And if you look on the back underneath that, that's where you can plug in your HDMI cable right there. And then on the side, you've got your power. Yeah, you got your power in here. And it basically feeds through, and you know, it's where it can come out the back there. So yeah, that's really neat. So like I said, you know, that it looks like a Turbografx-16. Not really a whole lot more to say about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's pull out the original Turbografx-16 that I have in my collection, and I'll show you guys the comparison side by side. So here we go. So I mean, as you can see, the Turbografx-16 Mini is bigger than most mini consoles, but it's still smaller than the original Turbografx-16. So like I said, I think people are really grasping at straws there. But yeah, so that's really, really neat. So that's the comparison between the two. Go ahead and show you guys the front. You'll see where the front of the original just had that one controller port like I was talking about. So if you look at the back, they pretty much recreated that pretty darn close. Let's go ahead and pop this off so I can show you the back of the original Turbografx. So like I said, you know, pretty close to what the back of the Mini looks like. Let's go ahead and pop this open so I can show you. I mean, the main difference is on the original Turbografx-16, it had this port here. I can't really remember what that was called. But whatever it was, it would plug onto the back of the Turbografx-16 to where you could get AV out. Because I think standard, the Turbografx-16 only has RF, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. But like I said, they had a thing that you could plug onto the back to where you could get AV out. Turbo Booster, maybe that's what it was called. I can't really remember exactly. But yeah, so that is a quick comparison of the Mini to a regular Turbografx-16. Alright, so real quick, let's go ahead. I wanted to show you guys the Sega Genesis Mini up to the Turbografx so you can kind of get a size comparison there. So here was the newest Sega Genesis Classic Mini console compared to the Turbografx Mini. As you can see, there's a substantial size difference. The Sega Genesis Mini console is much smaller. But, you know, like I said, this is still a mini console because it is smaller than the original Turbografx. But yeah, so that's those two side by side. So let's get a comparison of the box sizes between the Genesis Mini and the Turbografx-16 Mini. So side by side, you can kind of see the difference in the box sizes. And, you know, once again, it's quite obvious that the Turbografx-16 Mini is bigger than the other mini console. I'm not going to get all the mini consoles out here, but, you know, you can kind of see a difference. But, you know, just like I loved the Genesis box design for the Classic System, I love the Turbografx-16 box design. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the original box for the Turbografx-16 that I had. So this was the original retail box for the Turbografx-16 that I have. And here is the mini console, just to give you guys a comparison there, side by side. As you can see, they got the colors pretty darn close. And the graphic looks very similar as well. They didn't put this dude's face on the mini box, but I think they kind of did that because they didn't want some goofy 90s guy on the front of their product. But like I said, as you can tell, I mean, it definitely looks good, right? I mean, it looks pretty close. And if you look, here's the back of the original Turbografx-16 box. And once again, guys, here is the back of the mini box. If you guys want to pause that and take a look at the games that are included there. But yeah, so I mean, that's basically a quick unboxing and comparison to some stuff for the new Turbografx-16 Mini. Guys, you know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this. Do you like it? I mean, I would be curious to see what your opinions are. Are you excited to pick one of these up? Like I said, I'm really happy to get this. I'm actually going to go plug this up and play some games on it. And in a couple days, I'll probably post a video with like a pseudo review, first impressions type thing. But yeah, so I definitely am very happy with this. Glad I got my hands on it. Glad that it was for some reason released in Japan. But yeah, guys, like I said, let me know down in the comments what your opinions are of this system. Are you picking one up? Do you already have it? Are you interested? Did you have one as a child? Because like I said, out of everybody I knew, I was the only one that had one of these. But yeah, I would definitely like to hear you guys' comments down below. And if you do like the Turbografx-16, what is your favorite game on it? Just let me know, guys. And, thank you so much for watching this episode of GBA. Guys, if you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would help the channel out greatly. Also, share the video around if you know somebody who might like this kind of content. Guys, I think I'm going to go take the system, plug it up to my TV in the living room, give it a go, and see how it plays. And other than that, I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my evening. I hope you guys do too. So until next time, everyone, I'll see you later.